Hey guys, here we are at Sema with some of our favorite people, Andy from steersmarts. These guys have got great products. We've beat the crud out of them for years. They stand by their stuff. You have any issues, you call them. These guys are awesome. We come out every year and we want to see these guys because we like their products and their customer support. So, what do you got new for us this year, Andy?
Well, so it's not Jeep related, but we do have the Bronco stuff coming out. A lot of bent inners that we've been seeing.
Nice.
So we've got our Bronco tie rod ends that we've just released, and we've got a unique feature with the jam nut being a reinforcement for the stock inner.
Okay.
So the jam nut covers, you can see compared to the stock outer.
Oh, it's tiny.
It's pretty massive, so you can imagine the inner probably isn't much bigger.
Right.
So rather that they're bending like in this area here, right? So it goes in further here, and then we got the jam nut that actually supports that outer or the inner portion of the tie rod and reinforces it. So
nice.
Keeps those from bending. We've got the rear track bar for the Bronco as well. As you can see, it's got a pretty good offset. This will work on up to a UD80. So
okay.
Massive rear.
That's a huge axle.
Yep. So it'll work on that, and then we're working on a 3.5-inch lift for the Bronco. So we've got our tubular uppers.
Okay.
It's got our induction hardened studs, adjustable preload, greasable zerk,
nice.
and then it also is rebuildable. And then it's a multi-rate polyurethane bushing. So they're pretty nice. We'll sell those on their own and also in the 3.5-inch kit.
Oh, okay. So they can rebuild their joints without having to get the whole kit.
Yep. So different from like our ends where we use a spin closure process.
Right.
These will actually be able to take apart if you want with a spanner wrench.
Okay.
And then you can rebuild them.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And then we've got some 2500, 3500 stuff coming out. We've got front and rear track bars.
For the Ford?
No, for the Ram.
For the Ram.
2500, 3500, yep. And then we've got a sector shaft brace for that as well.
Okay.
And then we've got, in like, I think it was the 13s or 14s to like 18s, they had an issue with the drag link where they were welding the nut on because the nut was coming loose, which makes adjustment kind of difficult. So we have an OEM replacement sleeve for that.
Okay.
Similar to our other stuff, it's all chromoly and.
See, and that's part of why I like you guys. Not only do you look at, okay, yes, I want to sell my parts to you. What can I do to the OEM stuff to help the guys that don't want to buy all the expensive parts? I mean, that helps.
Yep, and that's why we've got tiers of stuff too. I mean, you've got our HD26 for the JK, which allows you to do a no drill top mount, but that fits into the OEM adjuster sleeve.
Right.
So maybe you're not running 40s and you don't need the extra beef of our XD stuff.
Right.
The HD stuff is still plenty stout. It's all forged. It's got an induction hardened ball stud. It's got all the goodies without having to purchase the entire setup.
Absolutely, and that's nice. That to me, that's the level of customer support when I talk about it, because you guys are looking out for your customers.
Well,
you don't want just a big fat wallet from the most parts you can sell them.
It's not about
you want to help the customers out.
100%.
That's why we like you guys.
And bringing product that lasts too.
Speaking of last, I have beat up our tie rod and drag link for 5 years now, and at a certain point, it's starting to get a little bit of an arc in the tie rod. These guys have taken care of that. They've actually gone with a center section that is now aluminum you can get, and that is going to give you the aluminum ability to flex and all that stuff with their huge giant outer ends. And it's kind of the best of both worlds if you don't want the steel. The steel has held up. I've actually been surprised. I've came right down on it multiple times. We run 40-inch tires and it holds up. It's a little bent, but I could still adjust it and bring it right back into spec. That's awesome.
Yep, that's the goal. I mean, and options, right? Like you said, the steel has been durable and lasts a long time. But we don't want to, make it so that the people that are wanting to run the aluminum can't, right? So we've got to bring that option, and we're the only ones to offer the aluminum with clamps. So everybody else runs jam nuts, and we actually have clamps that are made just for the aluminum.
Right, that's nice.
Yep. So 85 foot-pounds instead of 400 or 500.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, cool. We appreciate your time, Andy.
Anytime.
As always, man, we'll be getting hold of you.
Sounds good, man. Good seeing you.
Thank you. You too.